Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I have a couple stories to share with you in this very latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam. I'll be starting with this one from the Crypto Basic because you know what? Damn it. I think that we could use a little bit more positivity in the XRP community right now. Here's the headline. Top crypto author says, "Nobody can stop what's coming for XRP." And that's a quote. Outlines reasons to long XRP. Then there was also this headline, though. Pundit says this issue is bad for XRP price rise. And they wrote an article. Well, there are a couple things going on here having to do with the nonsense argument of, Ripple dumping on the argument, which I'm going to spend about 0% of this video talking about. I have debunked that so many times, I'm very tired of talking about it. But another topic was brought up, which is of extreme importance and interest, and it certainly should be for all of you listening as XRP holders, Metcalfe's law. And the idea of exponential growth of networks that ultimately have staying power. And, there's somebody who I find to be rather knowledgeable and I respect, and he's a data-driven guy, well-respected in the world of crypto broadly speaking. And he actually has data on Metcalfe's law as it pertains to XRP. And so there's concern, with all the damage that's happened with the SEC attacking Ripple and what it's done to scare potential developers away. Is there some sort of moral wound here in the XRP ledger? Is that why we're not seeing the price just moon right now? Well, you'll see why I don't have concern, and I'm going to flesh out some ideas here. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so into this first piece. Nobody can stop what's coming for XRP. Now, that's for damn sure, because this is a decentralized ecosystem. Piece reads as follows. Renowned crypto author Panos Mekros has highlighted compelling grounds for his bullish perspective on XRP. Taking to X, Mekros countered the view of a crypto trader who shared negative sentiments about XRP in a post in which he explained why he had shorted the crypto asset. Yeah, and so I'm not going to focus as much on the negative side here. It's just, I could spend a whole video going into great depths as to why this is the perspective doesn't make sense and just debunk a bunch of stuff. I've done a fair bit of that lately. I want to focus on some of the positives here, and I will tell you that Panos Mekros, he is one of the best and most informed individual, best writers and most informed individuals within the entire XRP community, in my humble opinion. He's absolutely fantastic. He's had so many write-ups. I've covered all sorts of stuff from him over the years. This guy knows what the hell he's talking about. And so here's what he wrote here. I want to share this with you. Why I am long XRP. Number one, the XRP is a super efficient, decentralized, deflationary currency native to the XRP ledger, an open source decentralized blockchain which has a proven track record of 10 plus years, is the OG DeFi chain and introduced the first decentralized exchange, first stablecoins / tokenization of assets, and blockchain tokens, and great features without smart contract risks. And so pause to sit here and think about this. That right there is incredibly impressive, and there are still some uninformed, or just, ideologically driven Bitcoin maxi trolls out there who don't understand the value of that first sentence. That's kind of a big deal. Without the advent of such technology and broad adoption, there's all sorts of stuff that would never be possible here. I mean, and back then, it's just like there wasn't even this term that was adopted at that point, tokenization, a decade ago. They were just called IOUs on the XRP ledger. You can issue IOUs, and that concept became known ultimately as tokenization. But the XRP ledger did it first. Is that valuable? Does that allow for business models and such? And does it allow people to do stuff they otherwise couldn't if the technology didn't exist? Well, we know the answer is yes. And so it's abundantly clear. And this is just the start, though. Anyway, Panos continues. Note, nobody is eating XRP's launch. Plenty of companies and institutions are using XRP already for FX settlements and cross-border payments. Ripple is one of the hundreds of projects in the ecosystem. There are plenty of use cases in markets that are being targeted, and there will be many winners. Number 2, XRP has been cleared forever in USA by being declared not a security, opening up the way to be used and exchanged freely without restrictions, as well as new use cases, devs, and projects to come and build on the XRP ledger without worries. This increases the ability to buy XRP and create more demand, both for the coin and the network. And so I'll just pause to say here, price action aside, because I just don't think it makes sense to worry about the price action short term, because Bitcoin leads the way. XRP is either going to follow or it hasn't, but we haven't gotten to see what happens the next time Bitcoin hits a new all-time high. But now XRP does have legal clarity, so you can set that aside. But in terms of long-term viability, what's it take to have long-term viability for a cryptocurrency? Well, actual adoption, developer activity. We know that this is increasing for the XRP ledger. And it was increasing even while there was legal uncertainty in arguably the most important market on the planet. And I know I'm biased because I'm in the United States, but from an economic perspective, it'd be kind of hard to dispute that. I mean, I think that's fair, right? So yes, there was growth from a developer perspective, even with the uncertainty while the SEC has been attacking Ripple. But now that XRP has legal clarity, of course that's increasing. So what do you think happens long term? Everything's ticking in the right direction. Number 3, market cap is low compared to its full potential and what has been going on lately in terms of developments, plus what's coming in the future. Now, folks, when I read that, I was like an attaboy. It was one of those moments for me. I was smiling, I was like, yes, absolutely, Panos, nailing it. And I don't see enough people bring this up. I bring this point up somewhat frequently, but I've said that, and this is the reason I've said XRP for me is the sweet spot when it comes to investing in crypto. Because yes, it's a large cap coin, so it's got the track record. It's been around over a decade. There's actual utility. I think that developer activity matters. It's very clear. There's data to indicate that. The blockchain backer's been talking about that a lot. There's real data to indicate that's kind of important here, which is in line with my thesis of utility matters and will win the day, right? But even so, it's one of the larger ones. Yes, it's true that the larger cap coins in terms of multiplier effect are going to be less impressive than the mid cap coins or the small cap coins. I just don't give a damn because there's almost no money in almost any large cap coin. There's almost no money in XRP. We have such a tiny little baby asset class here. You know, worth what? As I record this video, what, 1.6 trillion for the entire asset class, and over half of that's Bitcoin? And what, what is it, like $33 billion market cap for XRP? It's almost nothing. You might as well round down to 0. That's incredible. That means opportunity. If everybody already agreed that XRP just made sense and it wasn't a controversial perspective, the opportunity wouldn't be here. And so that's why when he wrote that, I was like, yes, absolutely. Market cap is low compared to full potential. Yes, the opportunity here for everyday Joe Schmoes like you and me, yes, it's actually here. It's the sweet spot for investing to where it does have that track record, it does have that developer activity, but there's still not much money in it, even though it's a large cap coin. Number 4, the XRP ledger is finally morphing into a powerhouse of innovation. From a blockchain built mainly for payments to a future-proof blockchain and ecosystem going beyond payments and feature/developments such as NFTs, hooks, and, automated market maker, Ethereum virtual machine sidechain, so on and so forth. And that's obviously true. And there's always been ways to adapt things, and it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds specifically with additional sidechains. Number 5, hundreds of projects are currently building on top of XRP Ledger, bringing many new use cases and ideas that will increase activity on the network and demand for XRP. And so, folks, setting aside, so notice that he wasn't focusing a whole lot on price. He mentioned market cap, but he wasn't really focusing on the price of XRP. He's saying, look at all of this incredible stuff. Now, juxtapose that to all of the people that are whining, XRP price no high enough. Chill, brah. That's why I want to talk about that. Now, there's this article here. Pundit says this issue is bad for XRP price rise. I don't need to read the article. The key part that they covered in the article was a post from attorney Bill Morgan, one of my favorite guys in the XRP community here. And he has expressed certain concerns about XRP price action lately. In this particular post, he brought up Metcalfe's law, and I think he has a perfectly reasonable point to make here. But I want to add some of my thoughts to this, and then I'm going to share with you perspective from an individual. I actually was talking about him a little bit in a video yesterday, none other than Raoul Paul, who holds XRP. He sees it. He said it's the opportunity of a lifetime. I covered that in a video yesterday. He sees it going past $10 ultimately. got about 1 million followers on social media platform X. He's the founder and CEO of Real Vision, a former Goldman Sachs exec. This is not some sort of fly-by-night individual. And he says the XRP network makes sense and is experiencing proper growth, but still, this is a perfectly reasonable point to bring up. So here's what attorney Bill Morgan had to say. Applied to cryptocurrencies, Metcalfe's law asserts that a network's value and utility increase exponentially as the number of users or participants grows. When people ask me if XRP's price is suppressed, I think of two words: Metcalfe's law. Given the growth of projects on the XRP ledger, for example, since NFT functionality was added, why is the price generally flat compared to 5 years ago? Either Metcalfe's law improbably does not apply to the XRP ledger and its native token XRP, or other significant dynamics are at play holding back its price. And so I think this is ripe for conversation, and I'm glad he brought it up. As far as the price action, what is of paramount importance, and I've covered this ad nauseum, especially lately, so I don't want to go too depth on just this one topic, but XRP just follows Bitcoin. It just does. Matter of fact statement, it just does. So let's talk a little bit more about Metcalfe's law. That's interesting too. Because if you're talking about increased adoption of the network, well, I mean, that would have an impact on XRP's price, right? So they're kind of correlated. Okay, fair enough. And I'll show you in a second that even while there was a lack of legal clarity for XRP while the SEC was attacking Ripple and the XRP community and XRP holders, even while that was happening, Raoul Pal found that no, actually Metcalfe's law does apply. But that doesn't mean that attorney Bill Morgan is incorrect or wrong to be stating what he's saying. No, I don't think so at all. In fact, I feel very strongly that the SEC's attack on XRP itself, because, I mean, let's be real, it wasn't just an attack on Ripple, it's an attack on XRP holders and XRP itself. They claimed XRP itself is a security. Yeah, that would be an attack on alphanumeric code. As stupid as that sounds, that's what they did. Well, I think it's pretty obvious and fair to state that to whatever degree, and this is unknowable to what degree, but it sure as hell dampened the growth of XRP. So even setting aside the price action, what untold number of developers built on another platform that otherwise would have used the XRP ledger and XRP itself? I have no way of knowing what that number is, but clearly price was suppressed, so adoption there must be other metrics that you can look at, activity on the ledger, all this stuff, that were absolutely materially harmed. To me, that just seems like obvious, right? So it's totally fair to bring this up, but the cool thing is, even though that's true, we still see growth. And all this happens over the long haul. So I have a suspicion that, say you fast forward a decade out, and you look back on the concept of Metcalfe's law and how it applies to XRP and the XRP ledger, you're going to be like, oh yeah, see, it played out. But there was this artificial dampening of sorts on XRP and the XRP ledger because of the SEC. And despite that, again, Metcalfe's law does apply. So take a look at this. I want to share, there was this long post, and this is from Raoul Pal. This is from March of 2022, and I actually covered this back then, over a year and a half ago. I remember covering this. I'm not going to read the whole thread. It's an awesome thread, very long thread. I'm going to cover the parts that are specifically relevant to this conversation here. And here was what Raoul Pal wrote, because he's making a broad point about applying Metcalfe's law, which is just exponential increase in adoption, basically. You can think of it like that. He's talking about how it applies to crypto broadly, and then how it specifically applies to individual coins, including XRP, and I will show you the chart. There is this correlation here. So it's not like it doesn't apply to this. It certainly does apply to XRP. Just a question of how long does it take to see this? Because mind you, even when you're seeing this growth, even when you're seeing, if you zoom out on a chart and it looks like there's this hockey stick with exponential growth, and you've seen those types of charts, right? Whether it's price action or you're talking about specific metrics happening as it pertains to Metcalfe's law, it doesn't mean necessarily, literally, if you zoom into the nitty gritty, it doesn't mean that it never goes down for any brief period of time. It doesn't mean that. There are greater periods of interest than others when it comes to crypto broadly speaking. That hits XRP and the XRP ledger. So you can see it for brief periods of time if you zoom on a chart. You can see it go what you might want to call the wrong direction. That's true of Bitcoin too. That's absolutely true of Bitcoin, and pick a crypto. It's true of all of them as charted by Raoul Pal. And so here's what he said. Clearly, everyone owning a part of the network creates alliance of interests which leads to exponential growth. And simply put, blockchain is just a better way of doing things in the digital exponential age. In a digital world, everything trends towards zero in cost, driven by Moore's Law and other phenomena. But blockchain changed all of that. It created verifiable and immutable digital scarcity, allowing an explosion of use cases in the layer 1, layer 2, and application layers. We now know that Metcalfe's law is the key valuation model for digital assets, but it's a hard formula to apply, and I'm a bit of an idiot. So I wanted to find an approximation that helps understand network value. Yeah, so I gotta pause there. That's just a little bit of self-deprecating humor. This guy is anything but an idiot, okay? He then says, after a lot of work, trial and error, this is the answer I found. And this is it, folks. This is the calculation. The value of a digital asset network is driven by daily transaction volumes in dollars or units of value times number of active users. And then he applied it to Bitcoin. I'll make this chart full screen for just a moment here and just pause if you want to stare at it longer. But he wrote, when you apply this formula to digital asset networks, you get a really good fit. So there it is specifically for Bitcoin. Again, like I said, you'll note here that these metrics don't literally go up in a straight line, but this is a real thing. And again, if you fast forward out another 10 years, any cryptocurrency that's going to have true staying power, what do you think it's going to look like? It's going to look insane. Then we have here, he applied it to Bitcoin. I'm just going to, or Ethereum rather. You can pause it here if you want to look at this. Same concept applies, so he was noting that separately. And then he noted it even works for XRP. Now we'll make the XRP chart full screen here. This is so, again, this is what you should expect to see. This is, XRP is behaving how we should expect it to. And so again, it's not going to go up in a straight line, and it's been actually attacked by the SEC. And so the fact that it's done what it's done, frankly, to me, it's pretty impressive here. And so you can see that there was, here you can see the XRP price, the market cap rather, kind of moving down a little bit, obviously. This is during the 2018-2019 bear. But what happened here? Even after it got attacked, look at what happened. You can see it's still moving to the upside. And then there's the valuation model. That's what the white line is here. Directionally, what is it doing? It's trending up, isn't it? That's the point. So that was as of March of last year. But what have we seen since then? It's like it hasn't gotten worse. It's just gotten better. I mean, you could even think at things like other metrics, including the total number of XRP wallets. We'll be at a total of 5 million very soon. And when I jumped into crypto in late 2017, there were less than 700,000. So from 700,000 up to 5 million with massive growth, even during the years where the SEC was suing Ripple and attacking XRP holders, still a massive move to the upside. And so there are lots of metrics you can look at, and it's just the XRP ledger itself looks healthy, and we know that the developer activity is increasing. So then the question is, does price follow? Well, again, my investment thesis has been from the beginning, utility matters and will win the day. Utility actually matters. It's of paramount importance. So price catches up to where the actual value is. It doesn't mean it happens on a timeline that everybody would like as quickly as people would like, but is that idea wrong? Does money go where the actual value is, or does it just never happen because reasons? I think it happens, which is why I sleep super duper easy at night. And that's why I wanted to make this video. Because there's a lot of people freaking out. I just don't think it makes sense. Everything's looking pretty damn good as far as I'm concerned. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.